Plagiarism is one of the most serious academic offenses that you can commit. Being caught plagiarizing often leads to failure of a course or even expulsion from a program. This video will briefly define plagiarism and give you some tips on avoiding it. Briefly defined, plagiarism is the act of stealing someone else's ideas or words and representing those as your own. Plagiarism applies not only to written documents, but it applies to audio-video productions as well as product ideas. You avoid plagiarism by giving credit to the sources that you've copied your ideas or words from. Words or ideas presented in a magazine, book, newspaper, song, TV program, movie, web page, computer program, letter, advertisement, or any other medium are just a few of the types of sources that you will always want to cite if you copy words or ideas from them. If you do an interview for a paper, you'll also want to make sure that you credit the source of the interview for their words or ideas. And of course, plagiarism also applies when you copy the exact words or a unique phrase from a source. When you reprint any ideas, diagrams, illustrations, charts, pictures, or any visual media, you also want to cite those as well. And then lastly, any electronically available media, including images, audio, or other media that you gain from a website or any other source, need to be cited. Bottom line, always document any words or ideas or other productions that originate somewhere outside of you. And when in doubt, always cite. So if you have a source, or you have a quotation, or you're paraphrasing, and you're not sure if you should cite it. It's always better to have your professor come back and say, this citation was unnecessary, than for your professor to accuse you of plagiarism. A couple of tips on avoiding plagiarism. Start from the very beginning by taking good research notes as you read through your sources. Clearly label words or ideas that came from your sources in those notes so that when you go to compile your paper later, you can keep apart what are your ideas and what are someone else's ideas. As you're reading through your sources and taking notes, go ahead and record the citation information from your sources as you're collecting them. Depending on the citation method that you're using for that course, MLA, APA, or Chicago, you may wish to record different information from the source so that when you go to type up your works cited page, you have that information readily available. What's more, if you go ahead and record the citation information, it will help you distinguish from the sources that are giving you information that needs to be cited. Always cite sources immediately upon using them in your paper. Don't tell yourself that you'll wait until you're done with the paper and then go back and cite your sources. That often leads to mistakes, as people forget to cite some of the sources in their papers. And even a small mistake of forgetting to cite a small source can be construed as plagiarism. And again, the final pro tip, when in doubt, always cite.